record.
You already did, actually.
It was the note taker, not the Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, so the note taker will take notes. So we can kind of disregard that one, but all
hmm.
right. All right, so it's just you and me today, it looks like. Yeah, that's okay. Um, so today we're going to talk a little bit about abundance. So do you have any impressions of abundance or maybe like what that means to you? Are you familiar with the term? No? Okay. All right, cool. Here, I'll go ahead and share my screen. I have like a little something something here. There we go. Are you seeing anything yet?
Not yet.
Yeah. Zoom. Yeah, let me go back to it. I can see it on my end, but the screen's all popping up. Hmm. Okay. That's really weird. So let me go back again. Maybe if I close out some tabs here. Oh boy. I got the spinny ball of death. That's not good. Hmm. Well, sorry about that. Let me just give it one more try, and if not, we'll just kind of move on.
Okay.
Oh, wow. It closed out everything. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Ali. It's having me like re-sign into everything.
Do you want to like restart? Maybe and come back or
Okay, I think I'm up and running now, so let's try it again. Yep, cool. I got it. Yeah, it wanted me to close all my tabs out, which is fine. I get it. Uh, I always have a lot of tabs open. That's my fault. Do you too? Do you work with a lot of tabs?
no. I'm not a tab holder.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Wow, good for you. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Morning.
How are you?
Not bad. It was a barfy morning for the cats. So
I had that last in my closet when I went to go put my jammies on. It's like, wow, you are so mean.
like what a pleasant gift.
I'm sorry you're dealing with that. You know what I think we're gonna do is like post Oscar, not too much fun. But not that kind of bargaining. All right, well, we're just getting started because I had some like technical difficulty, so my Chrome decided to like close everything out and restart. So,
Okay, for sure.
are you able to see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I was just asking Ali if you have any impressions of the word like abundance or abundant thinking, like any impressions, anything you know about it? Are you acquainted with this phrase?
Um, hmm. Abundance always make me think of a endless field of flowers.
Really? God, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's what I think abundance
Wow.
when I hear it. It's just like a massive, endless field of flowers, and you just can never get enough.
Wow. What a
Sounds like this
compliment.
sounds like the sunshine I just left in Austin, Texas.
You got an overabundance of.
Yeah. Gosh, I love that. What a powerful like visual image. You just said like endless flowers, like rows of flowers. Okay, so a lot of something, it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah, endless amounts of something.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to dive into this topic this month. I'm not sure if you all had a chance to see your email for the our March month ahead and some of the things that we'll be talking about. So we're going to dive deep into like compensation and unpacking our money story. We all have a money story that we just, probably grew up with and things that were just um, not, I was not going to say like put into our head, but just like these are concepts that we grew up with knowing and the way that we look at money and the way that we even look at like abundance even. And then also too, just having, really powerful career conversations and what that looks like, how you have the power to shape those. So we'll dig in. And so, the first thing that I think about when we think about, some of the things with compensation is it goes back to the roots of like abundance, right? So we either work in kind of a scarcity mindset, like we don't have enough of something, or we work like in an abundance mindset, right? It can be a really powerful and intentional shift when we just start to take notice. And all along in our journey here in the coaching program, we think about things like approaching it with curiosity, being really curious about yourself. Like, why am I thinking this? How am I understanding this? Where is this coming from? Is it true for me? All those things. So all right. So abundance is the situation in which there is more than enough of something. So just like your field of flowers, is there more than enough of them, right? And so when we shift to abundance or even just more abundant thinking, there are some things that can really start to shift, which is like extended opportunities. It really fosters creativity, can even help improve relationships and, the people and persons around us. And it really does help to kind of reduce stress, right? So let's start with expanded opportunity. So when you believe in abundance, you start to notice opportunities that might have already been there or always have been there. You're just looking at them a little bit differently. So maybe they were like less visible to you. And now that you're taking notice and the way that you're looking at it is there's more than enough. So like, for example, when we think of like, oh my gosh, I've already applied to everything. There's like nothing out there. Or you start to think of, oh my gosh, there's so many opportunities out there and I can't wait to find like the right one for me, right? And then there's increased creativity. So an abundance mindset really frees your mind from limitation. So instead of seeing how limiting it is, you might see how limitless it is, allowing for more innovative and creative problem solving. Like I have enough of what I need. There is the right thing out there for me. Whatever it is today, maybe it's just having a great day, maybe it's certain opportunities, maybe it's the right people around you. So let's move to improve relationships. So viewing the world through a lens of abundance fosters generosity, collaboration, strengthening personal and professional relationships. And a lot of times that can be shifting from um, like you almost have to hold on so tightly to everything because you just don't feel like there's enough, right? So it's again that scarcity versus abundance mindset where it's like I have to grab mine on so tightly. But really it's like, no, there's enough for everybody. It's not like pie where it runs out, right? There's enough for everybody because we all want something slightly different and there's enough of that. So we can be really collaborative, we can partner, we can make those meaningful connections, really be there for each other, celebrate each other. And those can kind of strengthen those personal bonds. And then it reduces stress. Because if you think about it, when you're thinking in like a scarcity mindset, like I don't have enough, oh my gosh, I won't have this, I don't have that, you start to really like tense up and tighten up. But believing that there is enough, there's enough for me, I already have enough of what I need and what I want, what I have, really kind of can alleviate that pressure where you feel like instead of having to like hold on so tightly, you can be like remain more open because you already know that there's enough abundance. All right, so like how can we kind of actualize this? So cultivating an abundant mindset today. So it's abundance or abundant mindset. Practicing gratitude, you all are already just killing it there. Looks like Kat is joining us. So practicing gratitude, and this is something that we've done pretty intentionally in our meetings, which is like we do like a gratitude share, so regularly acknowledging and appreciating what you already have in your life. And it can be really simple, right? We don't have to boil the ocean here. Just being really grateful for, hey, the roof over my head, my nice warm bed, my soft kitty that cuddles me when I need it. Um, maybe that warm cup of coffee or, your partner or significant other. Hi, Kat.
Hi.
Hey, we're talking about abundance today. So I'll go back one slide and see like the power of abundant thinking. We're just talking about our impressions of shifting from like kind of a scarcity mindset, not having enough, to a really abundant mindset or abundance, where there's more than enough. I have exactly what I need. And just that shift in thinking can really kind of like put a different lens on things when it comes to creativity and stress, those around you, even opportunities that we maybe didn't see before. All right, so we're on this page right here. So practicing gratitude. So when we practice gratitude, you're already shifting from that scarcity to abundance. Like what I already have, what do I already have? What am I already grateful for? It could be experiences, people, things. Reframing challenges, so viewing obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning rather than a total barrier or that downward spiral that we think like if something fails, you're like, it's failed forever. And it's like, no, no, no. It maybe just failed for right now, but what did I learn from that? How is this a challenge for me? How could I look at it a little bit differently? And then just being kind of self-reflective, like what did I learn to kind of reframe? What will I take away from this experience as I go forward? Then there's sharing and celebrating. So celebrating other success and sharing your own. So abundance thrives in a supportive community. This is why we talked about so much about, your circle of influence and making meaningful connections, really surrounding yourself with people that want the best for you, celebrate the best for you, never in like in a jealous way. It's more like in a like, yes, this is it's so great. I'm really happy for you. They genuinely want the best for you, and you want the best for them too. So you surround yourself with people in community like that, just like the one that you have here. And then focus on possibilities. So instead of dwelling on limitations, what I don't have, what I didn't get, what I don't have enough of, you direct your energy towards exploring potential solutions and opportunities, which is like, instead of this being impossible, how can I make this possible? And this is a pretty big one because when we start to think of like what we don't have right in front of us, it can be really daunting, it can feel really heavy, it can feel down sometimes, right? Especially when it's day after day. But as you're stacking those bricks, you're doing the work, you're staying really intentional, you're staying really focused. You're reminding yourself of your capabilities, your experiences, the life and career that you do want. You start to think about how can I make this possible? And it's just those small steps every day, right? And being able to find the potential, that solution, that outcome that you're looking after. All right, so I've got a few questions for you as we start to think about shifting to an abundant mindset. Consider this. How might your life change if you truly believed that there are endless opportunities available to you? So feel free to unmute or maybe even pop it in the chat. How might your life change if you truly believed that there are endless opportunities available to you versus there aren't that many, there are none out there for me? What if you shifted to thinking this way?
Definitely sounds more powerful.
Huh?
Like it makes me feel like more powerful to have that mindset.
Okay, so it feels more powerful, sounds more powerful. And why do you think that is?
If I had endless opportunities, I get to choose. I have more choice in the matter.
Okay, so more agency, maybe more choice in the matter. Anyone else? How might your life change if you truly believe that there are endless opportunities available for you?
Hmm. I'm like, then why is it taking so long for me to find something?
That's
Is
all.
it because there's too much to choose from, or there's too much to sift through to find? There's an overabundance.
Hmm.
Then I go to, yeah, I go to the other side of the spectrum where I'm like, okay, now it's an overabundance and I can't hone in on finding something.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. That could be a whole nother Monday mindset or mindful month. I mean, there's always divine timing. I have learned in my life because I'm like a stubborn is that if you try to force things in your timing, it almost never works. You'll like hit the walls.
Yeah,
But I want this and I want this right now because I deserve it and I need it and I've been trying really hard and it's like I want this right now. And it's like
yeah,
just kidding, it's not your time yet. And you need to hold still, you need to keep at it. And that's when we as humans and our ego get really like annoyed, right? We're like,
yeah,
but I'm doing the things and I'm taking all the steps, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And it's like, yeah, in the right timing when it's not.
yeah. It's exhausting.
Yeah. But the challenge with that is, or what you could find is that you end up going with an opportunity. This can be anything, like doing something with friends. It's like, you probably should have done that. Like maybe it wasn't meant for you, right? Or even if it's like a role or a job, and if you force it and end up doing that thing, you almost always end up coming back to that place like, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just waited or said no or said not for now. Or should have just, held out a little bit longer because maybe that opportunity presented itself. Or you end up doing something that's just not in alignment for you. So you're kind of
Mm,
when you're re-looking again because you took maybe the lower hanging fruit, or maybe where it's like, no, but I want this right now. And it's like, well, do you really want this right now? Do you really want this? Or is it that you just want it right now?
hmm.
Yeah. But they're definitely okay. So endless opportunities. Let's go to the second one. So in what ways have you been operating from a scarcity mindset, and how has this limited your growth or happiness? Such a good one.
What does scarcity mindset mean?
Scarcity is not having enough. It's scarce. There's just not enough.
There is not enough work here, I'll tell you that right now.
Ali was sharing that like she got to work, she's been on vacation, and they told her like, yeah, there's like nothing for you to do today. It's like, oh,
Where?
that sucks. Yeah.
I have a hard time whatever. Yeah.
Cat, you are on a different team than me. Every
Yeah.
team is fun except my team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I believe you were told that. I just there's other whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're like,
I
how?
Should have stayed on vacation.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of in what ways have you been operating from a scarcity mindset and how is this limiting your growth? I think that like not having this abundance of work limits my growth and happiness because I'm not keeping busy, especially with like in regards to work. So yeah. So I'm just keeping myself busy by doing Sudoku.
Yeah. But let's like think even bigger. Like
Bigger.
from a scarcity mindset, how has this limited your growth or your happiness?
I think and I'm just gonna ramble here. I think that like the scarcity mindset really, I think, has to do with, in my viewpoint, like staying here at like PepsiCo, because I think that like every place you're gonna go to is gonna have problems, right? Every place you're gonna go to is gonna have slow periods, it's gonna have ebbs and flows and stuff. So I think that like that scarcity mindset, I guess, I don't know if that like resonates, like of like, okay, if even though there's nothing to do here, what that doesn't mean that there's something to do somewhere else.
Or does it?
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of holding tight right now is what I call it, especially like just in the UX community because of like layoffs, the market, unemployment's still historically low, and so people are just hanging tight. They're like staying at jobs they don't love, they're taking jobs they don't love, or just um, because you're feeling scarcity, scarcity of roles, scarcity of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that can be really tough because it's kind of a grind where you're like, hey, I need to like pay rent and pay bills. I'm gonna do this for now, but just know that it's not forever, right? And I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, Ali, which is like, um, there might be like politics, or there might be like not enough work, or maybe reorgs, or whatever the case may be at work. And it's like, oh, well, it'll be like that somewhere else. But somewhere else might have something slightly different where those challenges are a little bit different. But maybe the work is more rewarding, or the team is more valuable to you because you're learning more from them, right? So when you think about operating from a scarcity mindset and how this has limited your growth or happiness, think about it even in the past, where it's like maybe you were playing a little bit small. And we've all done it. I've definitely done it many times for many years. And it's like to keep ourselves safe, right? Where it's like, well, this is kind of the devil I know versus one I don't know. And it's scary. Change is scary. Playing bigger, putting yourself out there is can be a little bit scary because you have no guarantee of what the outcome is. And that's not for us to worry about really though, right? Because our focus is on, building that life that you want and then putting your career around that life that you ultimately you desire, what that feels like, what it looks like. So sometimes we can be kind of our biggest inhibitor or biggest limiter to that growth and happiness. And that's just because we're can be scared. We're just protecting ourselves, keeping ourselves safe. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts on this? Like in what ways you've been operating from a scarcity mindset and how has this limited your growth or happiness?
I have to drive. I have a meeting, but it was good to see you, Chris. It was good to see you, Kat.
Me too.
Hi, Aldi, have a better day.
Good luck, Allie.
Um, I feel like this is really resonating with me right now. Over the weekend, I had this big mental shift about being a contractor, and my contract currently is set to end at the end of the month, which is like scary. But yeah, it, like big picture, it's like this is a new industry for me. I have only a few years of experience in this. It's like maybe being a contractor is kind of perfect because I, not that I have nothing to bring to the table, but I have like limited things to bring. And like maybe it'd be good for me to like bounce around different companies, meet people, create like a network, learn different ways, learn different perspectives. uh Maybe I should like really embrace like the uncertainty of contractorness, especially if like if this ends and I can suddenly get a rate like an immediate raise with the next contract. Like I've never experienced uh big raises in past life, like maybe this is I had a big shift this weekend.
Oh, this
I'm
is
like
it's big.
being scared. Yeah. Yeah.
It almost sounds like you had like almost an epiphany, like, oh, I get to choose. Like, I get to choose what I want to do next. Yeah,
Yeah.
to stay. You don't want to stay. Yeah. Because what's interesting is like when you're contracting, you can see behind the curtain. It's like a 6 month job interview both ways, where it's like, do I really want to do this? Like, no, but you don't even have to because you get to like maybe move on to the next thing and just start to stack experiences and really like diversify your skills, become a really great T-shaped designer. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I'm liking this thought. Yeah, it definitely feels like more powerful, and uh I mean, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty in it, of course, but like,
Yeah.
uh,
But think about in the past when you've done something scary, but you're like, and it was really like it's shit at the time, but like once you get through it, you're like, oh my God, I'm really glad I did that. Like even like think about like the transition you made from like fashion and textiles to this. It was probably a really big shift for you. It's really different.
yeah.
It's very scary because that's what you already knew. You're probably really great at it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was terrifying at the time. Uh, yeah.
Chris, any thoughts on this? Not calling you out, just calling you in. And if not, that's okay too.
Uh, hmm. I think having like a scarcity mindset is very similar to um, limiting beliefs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a stunts your growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really an interesting way to think about it. It can stunt your growth. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're kind of just stopping yourself from staying open-minded.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Scarcity kind of, it makes me think of like, you know, you found all these walnuts and then you're just going to hoard them and keep it to yourself. And then, like, little do you know, there's this new flashy walnut that somebody else found, and you're just like, no, I'm going to keep to my walnuts. Um, that's what scarcity, that's the visual that I get when I think scarcity.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
like there's
that on
so
the
much more out there, and you're just in your own little,
Like it's assuming no other walnut will ever come along.
yeah,
Or that
pretty
walnuts
much.
themselves like can't change or
Nope.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you're kind of like talking about like hoarding resources. I even
Uh-huh.
even if you're holding on to all those walnuts, like you may have a lot, but then maybe they go bad because you never did anything with them because you never even like
Right.
opened and enjoyed them.
Right. And there's also, if you let it grow, let it go, then it has an opportunity to grow and be I don't know, fucking walnut cake.
Yeah. All right. So what's one action you can take today to cultivate more abundance in your life and maybe even in the lives around you?
Keep an
I,
open mind.
yeah. Yep. An open mind. I was gonna just share even personally for me, I'm gonna really focus in on what I can do versus what I can't do. And it sounds so simple, right? But focus on what I can do. Like what's already within my locus of control, within my skill set, and what I can't do. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Something about agents. I think I'm gonna network more with agencies. That's like there's something specific to that I can do today. I'm
Mm,
hoping to get done today. Which depends on how much time I have. But yeah,
yeah.
focus on what I can do. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. In that my free download that has like all the job boards, I don't know if you have it, it's in the resources. There's one for just freelancing. So instead of temp agency, this is temp agency adjacent. It's freelancing for creatives, freelancing for designers, like creative circles one I can think of is just top of mind, but and then I think I even sent you that design one. But like even just partnering with some of these design agencies can be just really cool. Like, hey, what are you guys working on? Like, there's just some really cool, places out there that are like, women-owned businesses that are just they're trying to do the right thing in the right way. Really cool companies you just never knew what that can lead to. So I'm excited for you. All
Thank you.
right, I've got a little tip over here to the right. So each day identify 3 instances where you received unexpected help, found a solution easier than anticipated. We forget about that. Like, if something works out in our favor, like just stopping to be like, hey, that really like went my way, right? So you found a solution easier than anticipated, experienced a stroke of good luck. Write these down. This practice really trains your brain to notice the abundance, like when things are going right. In your daily life. So reinforcing an abundant mindset and attracting more positive experiences. This can be really simple, guys. Like when you're driving and somebody like lets you merge in, that's a win, or at least in Los Angeles it is. Seriously, people are mean. Like just little things like that. Somebody opens the door for you, somebody lets you in, or somebody gives you a compliment, or maybe like got something out of your way that you were about to like step into. I mean, I don't know. There's these little small things,
Oh, the merging, it's so true.
right? All right, so we didn't do gratitude shares, so I feel like this is a really great time to do that. So, what are you feeling especially grateful for today? Or if you're celebrating any, celebrate with you.
Um, Yesterday I went on a bike ride and I'm really extra grateful for my friend Sam, who like he has known me since 2019, so for a while now. And he's like well aware of the trauma that I went through. And so he's like, hey, are you riding on Sunday? And I said, well, like, I want to, but riding to the start point is there's a street called Fletcher, and it's kind of like death row. Because there's no bike lane, there's heavy traffic, and then it suddenly goes into the bike path. Um, and so he was like, well, I'll come pick you up. And I said, oh, cool, thank you. So he picked me up and we started riding. There's like 20 people on this ride. Um, and we're going through the hills of Pasadena, and I'm kind of like in the back, just doing my own struggles. And then I just see him coming downhill, and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna ride with you. And I'm like, okay, cool. Um, and so we like finished the ride, and my ride is like uploading, and I'm like, Sam, you made me PR this climb. And so I just hit all my like, yeah, I just PR'd some of the segments on this climb, and I was like, wow, thank you, Sam. Like you picked me up. Yeah, and then you rode with me, and then I PR'd, and like suddenly I'm riding faster. So I'm really grateful for him. He's a really cool friend.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
really supportive friend.
Wow. God, what a great share. Thank you. Gosh, that's like amazing. Like that like hit all the points we just talked about where it was like the person around you and then it didn't just give you like support, it like bolstered you.
Yeah. And I was like, what? He's
Oh,
like, yeah, we just pedal faster. I'm like, okay, Sam. Yeah.
give your friends like Sam.
Yeah.
You. What a great share. Okay, Kat, I know you had some downloads. So I feel like you got,
Some what?
Uh, trying to sort my thoughts right this second. Um, so yeah, I've been on this like log winding process related to that app that you helped me with, Chris. The yeah, I'm
The
feeling grateful.
gemstones.
The gemstones. Oh my God. I'm feeling really grateful that you like spent 2 hours or whatever with me going through that because I think it helped me. I was feeling really stuck like with the whole app and the case study and like everything around it. And I think you like knocked some reality into me, which like has like cascaded. I've been working with this researcher on ADP list and she's also helping me. Anyway, I've been like rewriting this case study and I think it's way stronger. It's a little bit of redesigning and it's all like a big work in process, but I just like thank you. Like feeling grateful for
Oh,
you and all the help that I've been getting around this. So thank you.
that was so fun. That was a fun little case study to nitpick at.
So, Kat, what made the difference? Like, what shifted to make it better?
Uh Yeah, like this whole project has been this side project where I've been the only designer on it, and I started it 2 years ago when I've had no idea what I'm doing. Like this whole time, I've just like kind of been on my own and um, following the head of product, like following her lead, and uh, yeah, having expert help, Chris. I mean, you have a way better idea of like how things should be in product design. So like just like expert, opinion and insight has really been the factor that is big change.
Yeah. All right. I love that. So, diversity of opinion, getting another set of eyes on it, multiple sets of eyes. Yeah, because people will just look at things a little bit differently than we
Yeah.
can. And like it's sometimes just so helpful. And sometimes it really changes things a lot because you're like, oh my God, I hadn't thought of that. And then you just run with it.
Mhm.
So great.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of aha moments for Kat that you're just like, oh yeah.
That's so good though. Or else you stay stuck, right? Because you look at it a million times and you just don't see it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet it's gonna look great.
Thank you. I hope so.
All right, folks. Well, hey, thank you so much for sharing that. If you can, I invite you to set your intention for your week, maybe even for your month. If it feels a little more tangible, just set your intention for your day today. Thinking about really consciously how you'll shift from like scarcity, I can't, to I can, into abundance, right? And just know that you have like this beautiful community around you cheering you on, offering support, just being available here for you. Um, yeah, and just trusting in that. So have a really great week ahead. We've got some good stuff coming up this week. So I'll see you on Thursday. And oh, I wanted to drop in, like I said, if you have just 5 minutes to share your experience via a brief survey. I'm dropping that in Slack right now. If you get it to me by Thursday, then I'd love to, give you a free one-on-one coaching session. So it's complimentary. I think it could be really good timing for some of you, especially as we talk about compensation. We're wrapping up this month. And I'd love to be able to support you in that way with some one-on-one time. All right. Have a great week ahead.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Have a great one, you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.